Hi ma a fi Rasha in Mull. The Harwich Craignure Arlene. Lovely night for everybody to come out. So thank you very much for coming along, as the previous two contenders have said as well. Now I can vouch for the fact that this is a well-attended night. I'm not sure if it's just as well-attended. There were people standing along the backgrounds here 9 months ago for a referendum, Hustings. I'm going to do a wee bit of a reprise, I'm afraid, of who I am, but just to help me. How many people were here in July last year? Oh, not as many as I thought. Right, so a few of you were, many of you weren't, so it's not too much repetition. So nice to see familiar faces again, and for those who happen who don't know me, a little bit about me first and then about my candidacy. Mary Galbraith, born and bred in Argyll, the other end in Craignure, but as a child I was a regular visitor to Mull. Cousins and uncle were over at Calgary, and so I've been here more times than I can count, and it's always had a very special place in my heart and in the heart of the whole family. So being a regular visitor here, understand very well what it's like to live in an island like this, but also in all the other communities in Argyll and Bute. Bit more about me. I live just on the edge of the constituency, just on the wrong side of the border, some of you would say, but just near Helensburgh. But I'm a regular back here to all parts of Argyll and Bute because I care about it. I've been the candidate here before because I care about it. I'm not a newcomer to this game, but I believe passionately that Argyll and Bute can be so much better. I think we've been on the wrong end of far too many poor decisions that have centralised services and failed to develop our economy. Too many of our young people are leaving, and too many of our population in general are departing this place. And we can be special, we can be a great place. And what I propose therefore to be as a candidate, and what our party is proposing, there's a few giggles here, some people trying to get passports to leave. What we are proposing to do as a party is make sure that economies everywhere can work better by making sure that families have the wherewithal to lead better lives, better than it's been these last 5 years or so, where, as people have said, it's the poorest that seem to be getting hurt most. So things like increasing the minimum wage to more than £8 an hour, getting rid of the poverty pay schemes like 0 hours contracts, and other fantastic progressive schemes, I think, like a £1,600 future fund for young people that don't go to university or college, which I think is a fantastic policy. So young people here on Mull that don't leave but need to kickstart their working lives can use it to get driving lessons, HGV lessons, so a very practical policy that can really kick in a community like this, help young people get going here. The other thing that we're really passionate about, and that I am a firm believer in, is making sure that public services work for places like Mull, because that is what helps people stay here and helps communities like this sustain themselves. And one of the most blatant and ridiculous examples of service removal and centralisation has been the fact that maternity services have been taken away from every one of our 6 hospitals in Argyll and Bute, and centralise the maternity services that relate to scanning. So for a 20-minute scanning appointment, people often need overnight journeys, plane journeys, ferry journeys, and it's really unacceptable. That's a kind of frustration that adds to people's daily grind that makes them think, why do I bother having my life here? And there are some nods here. It's something that I care about passionately as a mother myself. Lots of people have raised it with me, but it's an illustration of many other services that are centralised. We have to make services local. Be creative, be clever, whether it's schools, whether it's how we do social work or health services, we've got to make things work so that people's lives here are enhanced and not made more difficult. So, helping to kickstart people's careers, helping to make sure that services stay local, having somebody who's passionate about Argyll and Bute and isn't a newcomer to the scene of campaigning here is what I offer you. I'd like to think that you'd give me a chance. I look forward to answering your questions, and hope that you can see your way to giving a vote to a Labour person from Argyll and Bute. Thank you very much.